On Monday, June 5th, the Department of Environment will launch its newest initiative to discourage the use of single-use plastics in St. Kitts and Nevis. The month of June is dubbed No Plastic Shopping Bag Mondays. This means that participating supermarkets will not pack groceries in plastic shopping bags on Mondays.
So what we propose is that on Mondays in the month of June, which would be the first Monday would be the 5th of June, which happens to be World Environment Day, we've asked the supermarkets to not give plastic bags, shopping bags, to their customers. This is a suggestion. We are pleading to the general public this is just a step in the direction to where we are heading, because sooner or later we won't be giving plastic bags, but we don't want to rip the band-aid off immediately. So we are going to say on Mondays in the month of June, there'll be no shopping bags given, plastic shopping bags given. So we ask the general public to walk with your reusable bags or use some kind of other means of taking your products away from the supermarkets.
June Hughes, director of the Department of Environment, said that in the past it was customary for persons to take bags when shopping at supermarkets and stores.
Walking with your own bag to shop was something that we used to do traditionally, and we moved away from it when the convenient plastic bag came along. So we're just asking our people to go back to what we were accustomed to, walking with your cloth bag to the supermarket. And there's so many bags out there actually that you could reuse and just walk with them. They'll pack your groceries in. And supermarkets are now accustomed to persons giving them their bags and to put their shopping in. And we're asking you to be mindful of that. And on the Mondays, first Mondays, every Monday in June, to walk with your bag to the supermarket and use them.
The timing of this initiative will appropriately launch on World Environment Day, which is being celebrated globally every year on June 5th. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
Authorities on Nevis have entered the final leg for hosting the 2023 Nevis Mango Festival. The festival has taken on momentum since its inception in 2014. In past years, several top regional and international chefs and personalities have participated in the festival. Activities of the June 30th to July 2nd Nevis Mango Festival were disclosed today. The event will include a cooking demonstration, the Mango Festival Open Day, mango tasting and eating competitions, a mango mixologist competition, a mango cocktail bar crawl, a chef's competition, and a taste of Nevis food tour, among other scheduled events. The festival is coordinated by the Nevis Tourism Authority and the NIA Ministry of Tourism. Chantal Miller, the Mango Festival project consultant, hosted a press conference on Nevis today.
We continue to look at creative ways to expand the festival and to add value year after year. With the support of our Minister of Tourism and the Board of Directors at the Nevis Tourism Authority, we have been able to realize a consistent growth to the festival. This year, with the assistance of Ms. Chantal Miller, our vibrant consultant, and through hours and hours spent in regular meetings with the staff at the NTA, we are pleased to present our schedule of activities.
The island of Nevis. I also know that the organizers this year have some very exciting new initiatives in terms of personalities, regional and international personalities who are coming in. We always have regional and international chefs who are coming in. And so the idea really is for us to create a space where we can promote what is natural to Nevis, our mangoes, but also to show the versatility of this fruit in terms of cooking, but to build an entire ecosystem, if you will, around it, and to encourage people, most importantly, to come to the island and to visit the island, to stay with us, and to experience what we have to offer.
Generally, most of the events are family friendly, so please, open to everyone, children, elderlies. It's an intergenerational vibe, right? Everyone is welcome.
Similarly to the St. Kitts Music Festival, the Nevis Mango Festival was designed to create interest and marketing buzz about the island during the tourism off-season. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
Music's finest artists converge in Bastia from June 22nd to June 24th for the 25th hosting of the St. Kitts Music Festival. Hitting the festival main stage will be Skillibeng, Chronix, Coffee, Byron Messiah, Anthony B, Governor, Romain Virgo, TJ, Valiant.
Them boy don't got no bodies.
Grandmasters, Collision Band, Small X Band, New Vibes Band International, Mr. Bagdal, Akayu Sweet, Preedy, Guess the Band, Ricardo Drew, Patrice Roberts, Skinny Fabulous, Nyla Blackman, Status. Erica Edwards, 313 Family, Gramps Morgan, Nitra B, Ear Supply, Dexter Daps, and Burner Boy. It's the 25th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival from June 22nd to June 24th at Warner Park. An experience like no other. Tickets are now available at stkittsmusicfestival.com.
It's beautiful. He took one look at you and the angels started singing.
Another wonderful day.
What would you say about staying here for a few months or like a year, just so that we can be together again and just live and love and laugh and have fun and breathe?
Why are you hiding out on a little Caribbean island, singing in a beach bar?
When I came here, I was at peace, and I never left.
This is the beating heart of Nevis. This is what grounds me, what feeds my soul. It's where I found myself.
I hope your life here will be full of joy. Love this island, my son. She will give you more than you can imagine.
The National Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, NTRC, on Friday signed a contract with the Cable for the St. Kitts Health Services ICT project. The project will be funded by the Universal Service Fund, USF. The contract was awarded to St. Kitts Nevis Communications Limited, the Cable, after an open competitive bidding process. The project, which is worth $3.3 million, consists of two components. One to supply and install and commission a wide area network between the Joseph N. France General Hospital and the other 17 health facilities, and the training of persons who will be involved in the operations of the network, and two, the provision of internet for a 5-year period. Director of the NTRC, Irvin Williams, said, "We are here today to sign a contract under the framework of the Universal Service Fund. The fund is a fund that is contributory by telecommunication providers, in which they provide 1% of their gross annual revenue to the fund. The fund under the regulatory framework is a special vehicle in that the fund is used to provide telecommunication services, cutting-edge technologies in the areas of public health, public education, public safety, and public security, among other things." Mr. Williams also stated that the task is in keeping with the objectives of the government for providing cutting-edge technology within the healthcare sector. Chief Executive Officer of the Cable, Patricia Walters, said that this is a long time coming and it has taken a tremendous effort from everybody, but we are pleased to be here at this stage right now. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.
Over 400 non-established workers recently met with representatives of the Nevis Island Administration as part of the information rollout of a compensation retirement package. Premier Mark Brantley pointed to a September 1, 2023 implementation date, and non-established workers who continuously served at least 10 years and are retiring at age 62 will be eligible for the retirement package. According to Premier Brantley, a non-established worker who resigns after at least 10 years of continuous service will receive gratuity only. If the employee resigns after 15 years of continuous service, a gratuity will be paid upon resignation and the worker will receive a pension on reaching age 62. Brantley said he was pleased to be able to present this package.
I can't tell you how proud I feel that I lead a government that has had the vision, the foresight, and the compassion to try to put something in place for our non-established workers. It has been years and years that people have been talking about it. But the truth is that many of our workers in government who, because they didn't have the subjects or they came in late or whatever the reason, have worked and served and contributed to building this island. And when the years of service are over, they're given a handshake, maybe if they're lucky a plaque, and they're told thank you for your service. And as the old people say, they leave with their two long hands. Some worked 40 years and left with nothing. And we thought that that should change. And so we put a committee in place, and that committee worked, and Friday we were able to hand out flyers and indicate to the people what the position is and what benefits they can expect. And so at 62, we're expecting non-established workers to move on into retirement and to benefit. Now this, of course, is in addition to what they would get from Social Security. So we are hopeful that the combination now of some payment from the government by way of pension and Social Security will make their lives in their golden years a lot easier.
The Premier disclosed that non-established workers who are already in the public service and cannot achieve 10 continuous years of service before reaching the age of 62 will be given a compassion-based gratuity. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.
Music's finest artists converge in Bastia from June 22nd to June 24th for the 25th hosting of the St. Kitts Music Festival. Hitting the festival main stage will be Skillibeng, Chronix, Coffee, Byron Messiah, Anthony B, Governor, Romain Virgo, TJ, Valiant. Them boy don't got no bodies. Grand Masters, Collision Band, Small X Band, New Vibes Band International, Mr. Bagdal, Akayu Sweet, Preedy, Guess the Band, Ricardo Drew, Patrice Roberts, Skinny Fabulous, Nyla Blackman, Status. Erica Edwards, 313 Family, Gramps Morgan, Nitra B, Ear Supply, Dexter Daps, and Burner Boy. It's the 25th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival from June 22nd to June 24th at Warner Park. An experience like no other. Tickets are now available at stkittsmusicfestival.com.
It's beautiful. He took one look at you and the angels started singing.
Another wonderful day.
What would you say about staying here for a few months or like a year, just so that we can be together again and just live and love and laugh and have fun and breathe?
Why are you hiding out on a little Caribbean island, singing in a beach bar?
When I came here, I was at peace, and I never left.
This is the beating heart of Nevis. This is what grounds me, what feeds my soul. It's where I found myself.
I hope your life here will be full of joy. Love this island, my son. She will give you more than you can imagine.
Online radio has never been this great. It's Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net. Tune into Voice of the Caribbean Radio for great Caribbean programs, news, entertainment, sports, and current affairs. Wake up each morning and be inspired with One Day at a Time with Kim Huey. Stay abreast with news across the Caribbean and internationally with the Caribbean News Hour, and be entertained with shows like Reggaeville, Caribbean Classics, and Jive Music Show. Visit our website, download our Android mobile app, or listen us on TuneIn Radio. There is so much more on Voice of the Caribbean Radio, reaching the Caribbean and beyond. Check website or app for program schedule.
The SKN Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
The team of psychiatrists from the Northwell Health Facility in the United States will travel to Madia in Region 8 to provide immediate support to those affected by the deadly fire at the school dorm. The doctors and residents from Northwell Health adds to the mental health team comprising stakeholders from various government ministries and agencies who were mobilized to provide support. During an interview with the newsroom on Wednesday, Dr. Meyer Bellison, one of the 4 foreign doctors, said it was evident that a team should come to Guyana to conduct first-hand evaluations of the survivors and the community at large, given the severity of the situation.
So our team came down to provide some additional support, as well as understand what's happening on the ground, and work together with the administration and government on thinking about the long-term response and guiding policy and development of resources to be able to provide support over time.
The tragedy struck on May 21st at about 2300 hours, and 20 children, 19 girls and a 5-year-old boy perished in the fire. The school houses girls from Madia, Campbelltown, Mycobie, El Paso, and several other villages in the North Pacaramas in Region 8, Putara Superuni. These are all close-knit villages, and according to President Dr. Irfan Ali, the main priority for the government is to provide the support they need at this time. He has said no effort will be spared during this difficult path. Dr. Bellison, a clinical psychiatrist, explained that individuals must have the necessary resources to cope in the aftermath of these kind of stressors. Hence, the general response for traumatic events is to identify the needs, find any practical support to meet those needs, and help people to feel a sense of safety.
They are on the ground in Madia, supporting the kinds of larger community gatherings that are happening, where information is being shared, typical ways of responses or reactions and coping is being offered, and also the avenues or the resources that are available for more individualized support.
Already, a critically ill girl, 13, who was receiving treatment at the city hospital, was medically evacuated to Northwell Health Burns Center for much-needed treatment. Meanwhile, Dr. Tristan Griffith, a psychiatrist attached to the GPHC psychiatry unit, reminded that the response to the fire by all sectors was immediate. Notably, he said the group of healthcare providers may be the longest-staying group.
We've had teams to review and to help manage the patients that were admitted. We've also dispatched teams to the hotels that the families were staying. We've had sessions with the family members. So we've been pretty much involved in every single step of the management of the patients and their families, and providing that support that is needed. The initial response is to provide psychological first aid for persons, because everybody responds differently to trauma and stress.
He explained that the team is still providing psychological first aid and identifying individuals who may be showing more exaggerated responses while making specific interventions and coping strategies. Personnel from the Ministry of Health's Mental Health Unit, the Georgetown Hospital's Psychiatry and Psychology Unit, and the Child Care and Protection Agency are also part of the team. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Lazina Yearwood.
And now to another ABC News special report. Tonight, our team inside Haiti. The UN says there have been more civilians killed in Haiti than in Ukraine in the first 4 months of this year. Tonight, a first-hand look at the horrific violence and our Matt Rivers on the dangerous journey to get help to the children.
We travel in heavily armored vehicles across Port-au-Prince, Haiti. We're headed to one of the most dangerous places in the world right now.
So right now we're going into Cité Soleil. This is an area entirely controlled by armed groups. In fact, the only reason we can get in is because one of these gangs has given us permission to enter, but they've told us we're not allowed to film as we enter the neighborhood because they don't want to show their enemies, as they call it, what they're doing.
As we approach the first checkpoint, the trash burning ahead of us, and the signal comes.
Yeah, we have to put down the... Okay, Bear, no, let's stop filming. Let's stop filming. Stop filming, yeah.
We take their demands seriously. We're warned that one wrong move could change everything. This is what life is now like in Haiti. Not far from the U.S., a 90-minute flight. But here in Haiti, everyone tells us the violence is exploding. Armed groups now controlling at least 80% of the capital, fighting over territory. For 2 years now, there's been no elected government here. And nowhere is more desperate, more dangerous than this neighborhood, Cité Soleil. We arrive at a school with the World Food Program and their partner Hands Together to deliver food here. The violence, the control over supplies coming in has left many children with little or no food. We witness a rare scene, this small haven for the children. They go to class. But the school walls cannot protect them from what's happening on the outside. They are the innocent victims. Evans was born and raised here and now risks his own life to get food to the children. He takes us to a classroom caught in the crossfire.
In here. Yup. So this is damage from a stray bullet here that came in from the street. I mean, you can see. I mean, that's the violence.
That's the violence.
And there's kids everywhere right around here.
Sometimes you find some bullets on the yard, in the classroom.
It's terrifying.
It is.
That terror is everywhere in Cité Soleil. Outside the school, this woman shows us the bullet holes in her door.
When the violence gets bad enough, sometimes this neighborhood can be completely cut off from the outside world for weeks at a time. That means no drinking water coming in, no food, no trash pickup. Hundreds of people have died here in this neighborhood as a result over the last few months. What's happening here is the definition of a humanitarian crisis.
Tonight, the UN says this crisis, the hunger here, is worsening. They are now approaching famine in parts of Haiti. 4.9 million people here are food insecure, half the country unable to find enough food. And nowhere else is the cruelty of hunger more evident than in this hospital. Mothers bringing in their malnourished children. No jobs, high inflation, and soaring violence means they can't feed their kids. We meet Paulette here. She lost her teenage son to the fighting, and today she's here with her youngest. Marvin's is 4 years old.
So a nurse just weighed Marvin's here using this scale. He's about 9 kilos or 20 pounds. He's 4 years old, and yet he weighs the exact same amount as my son, who's only 10 months old.
Paulette fears she can't care for her son. Today, considering giving little Marvin's up for adoption, she hopes to give him a chance. While back in that school where bullets pierce the walls, the children line up for a meal, 600 of them today alone.
Bonjour.
Then it's back to the classroom to eat. The spoon's too big for the children's little hands as they eat everything on their plates. A break from the bullets, eating their beans and Haitian rice, and for now, their bellies are full. One small victory in this urgent effort to help the children, which is rarely guaranteed.
Those plates with food on them, and we just have to get more food to the children in need there. Matt Rivers joins us now from Haiti. Matt, just incredible reporting. And I know the UN is now calling for more than $700 million in humanitarian aid. We saw the children there in need, and I know the calls for that help have gone largely unanswered.
Yeah, they say that money, David, is desperately needed from UN member states, but so far that appeal only 13% funded. They are hundreds of millions of dollars short of their goal. And WFP says if that money doesn't arrive here, the sprawling crisis here in Haiti, it only gets worse. And if any of our viewers would like to individually donate, they can go to WFPUSA.org/ABC Haiti. David?
We're going to leave that on the screen for just a moment there, Matt, while I thank you and our small team on the ground. It was a very dangerous journey, and so we thank you. Please thank the team for us.
At least 50 people have been killed and more than 300 others injured after two trains collided in India's eastern Odisha state. India's Prime Minister Modi says the collision is a grave accident that saw a passenger train derail and collide with a goods train. Now, rescue operations, as you can see, are underway at the site. We're hearing that the Coromandel Express, which runs from Kolkata to Chennai, derailed and then fell onto the opposite track, leaving many people still trapped. That's according to local media reports. These are some of the first pictures we have from the scene, and as you can see, a huge collision as a passenger train comes into the tracks of a goods train, both colliding there. 50 people known to have died, 300 have been hospitalised. Well, Sky's Neville Lazarus joins me now on the line from New Delhi. Just looking at these pictures, Neville, this is a huge tragedy.
That's correct, Jonathan. There were three trains involved in this crash. 10 to 12 coaches derailed of the Coromandel Express, fell onto the adjoining track, which was then rammed by another passenger train. And three or four coaches of that train derailed, fell on another track, and a freight train then hit it. And as you can see the pictures, these are mangled remains of the train, of the two passenger trains and also the freight train. We believe there are dozens that have died. The confirmation of the numbers will come much later. But there are at least 600 to 700 people, according to reports and officials, saying that who are involved in the rescue operations. Some from the National Disaster Relief Force with cutters. They're trying to rescue some of the passengers from the entangled and mangled sort of remains of these coaches. All hospitals of the Balasore district have been put on high alert. The injured have been carried by almost 50 or 60 ambulances that have gathered around the site of the crash, taking the injured to hospitals. A large number of police personnel, fire brigade, fire engines, about 50 of them out there, and the operations are still going on. It will take quite a long time to get this cleared and to know what's the actual damage and the death numbers or the injured that have happened in this terrible tragedy.
This year's Shangri-La Dialogue, a gathering of defense officials, is taking place against a backdrop of increasingly strained US-China relations. China has said its Defense Minister, General Li Shangfu, will not meet US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin because of US sanctions imposed in 2018 on General Li for Russian arms purchases. Some analysts say they don't expect ties to improve quite so quickly.
US-China relationship is really characterized by competition at the moment, and there are considerable strains, diverging interests, and certainly in foreign policy there's a certain amount of competition for influence and relationships in the region. And that's, of course, playing out on the margins here at the Shangri-La Dialogue.
Just recently, the US accused a Chinese fighter jet of carrying out an aggressive maneuver in international airspace over the South China Sea. China, in response, blamed US military reconnaissance activities for being provocative. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, in his keynote address, urged countries in the region to work collectively to manage the security challenges ahead.
There is no security to be found in isolation, no growth or prosperity to be gained from closing ourselves off from the world, no stability without respect for sovereignty, no lasting peace without engaging with each other and working together.
In the next 2 days, officials here will be listening closely to speeches by Austin on the US's role in the Asia-Pacific region and General Lee on China's new security initiatives.
This is an opportunity for Southeast Asia to bring the US, China, Europe, Australia to the region and to ask them to make a statement of defense policy. And in doing that, as they're formulating that statement, a lot of these countries, they go through a thought process. They want to know what Southeast Asia thinks about these things.
Southeast Asian countries have said they don't want to have to take sides in the US-China rivalry.
There will likely be pressure from defense officials from other countries for the US and China to de-escalate tensions. This conference is an opportunity for defense officials to repair old ties and build new ones towards a common goal: stability in the region. Florence Louis, Al Jazeera, Singapore.
Newtown ladies dispatched of Nagico Keon Rockets 3-0 in the 2023 Elvis Star Brown Women's League match at the Escanafe Technical Center in St. Peters on Thursday. Caitlin Forbes scored 2 goals in the 4th and 84th minutes, while Christy Ann Mills added another one for Newtown in the 58th minute. Coach of Newtown, Sashi Isaac, said while there are some things to work on, he is pleased with the win.
I have to say thanks for the win. We still have some work, as you can see. Certain things that was losing shape, getting out of position, but we stick it out, get the goals, get the chances. We still have room to improve. There's still room, so I just have to tell the ladies, thanks for the win. Come back training, back to the training ground to work hard again.
Coach Tyrone O'Loughlin of Keon said the team played well despite the loss and they have a lot of work to do.
Well, the team played alright tonight. We did about 70% of the 100 just because of fitness, but the girls at least they're doing what I taught them and the practice ground, knocking the ball, move around, and we had a little injury some of them in the game, but they come out strong, just do what they do, fight. At the beginning of the first goal in, jump with the keyboard hand, we might have been tougher first half, but yeah.
Match week 2 in the Elvis Star Brown Women's League, which began last week Thursday in Nevis, saw Queen City defeating Bath United 2-1. MSCR Old Road United Lady Jets crushing Garden Hotspurs 19-0 on Saturday last, and on Sunday, Newtown United defeating Village Superstars Ladies 7-1. Meanwhile, in the latest Escanafe Division 1 action, Deep Bay Eagles defeated Trinity Challengers United 8-2. Ronaldo Benjamin scored 2 goals in the 8th and 76th minute for Deep Bay. Ronaldo Matthew scored a hat-trick in the 25th, 86th and 1st minute of stoppage time. 2 goals from Alfonso Mori in the 40th and 88th minutes and Jason Phipps in the 35th minute. The 2 goals from challengers came from Adrian Tobias in the 74th minute and Jody Walters in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. That match was played in Sandy Point. Also in Sandy Point, the other matchup saw Rivers of Living Water and Molyneux join 1-1. Glenford Percival scored for Rivers in the 28th minute before Ozzie Butte of Molyneux equalized in the 53rd minute. The Escanafe Division 1 continues on Sunday with a match in Nevis. The Denver Nuggets took a 1-0 series lead when they defeated the Miami Heat 104-93 in Game 1 on Thursday night in Denver of the 2023 NBA Finals. Nuggets star Nikola Jokic scored 27 points, 10 rebounds and 14 assists. Another triple-double in the playoffs, while teammate Jamal Murray scored 26 points and handed out 10 assists. Michael Porter Jr. added 14 points and 13 rebounds, and Aaron Gordon had 16 points. For Miami, Bam Adebayo amassed 26 points and 13 rebounds for the Heat, but Jimmy Butler was held to 13 points, 6 of 14 shooting. The number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference failed to win the opener of a series on the road for the first time in 4 tries. Game 2 of the best-of-7 series is scheduled for Sunday in Denver. We continue the SK Newsline Sports Roundup with more news in basketball, but on the local scene. Achievers Sports Club Mixed Business League, which played earlier this week, saw Water Services Department and Public Works versus TDC Thunders. Final score, Water Services Department and Public Works Department 55, TDC Thunders 54. Chesley James Water Services scored 24 points and 7 rebounds, while Trevon Hodge scored 21 points and 6 rebounds. For the Thunder, Daryl Lewis had 19 points and Yannick Roberts had 18 points and 7 rebounds. That match played on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday, Carib Brewery were defeated by Sustainable Ballers 36-33. The match played at the Newtown Hard Court. Scoring for Carib Brewery, Don Keynes 8 points and Denver Farrell and Ray Liddy 7 points each. For the winners, Sustainable Ballers, Clayton Powell had 17 points and 3 rebounds, and Tivati Herbert 15 points, 11 rebounds, registering a double-double.